Okay. Online. Oh, hi, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of FETC. I'm back this morning doing interviews, and I have one of my favorite ladies here with me today. I'm so excited to have you. I have Dr. Sabba, and I'm going to say it right, Quidwai with me, because I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. With me today, one of my amazing authors, and she is also here at FETC. And can you tell us a little bit, our audience knows you a little bit, but can you tell us, our audience, a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a former high school history teacher and did a gazillion things in between because I graduated during the recession where I was like bopping around different jobs. And really kind of about a decade ago became interested in AI and have really spent kind of the past decade researching just like the skills and mindsets. If you've read the book, you know, design thinking is like what we think are like these skills and mindsets people need for the age of AI. And a book that was reality because of you. Yeah.
And we're definitely going to talk a little bit about the book. We're definitely going to talk about the book.
Yeah, that's me.
So are you presenting at FETC this year?
I just finished a presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and even though you just finished it, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was basically about building, how to build good partnerships between different people, whether it's districts, vendors, other partners. Like, how do we kind of come together, especially at a time when things are changing so quickly, to really build trust and long-term relationships with people.
I should have been in that. That actually sounds like something I would have really gotten a lot out of. So I've been asking a lot of our guests, what FETC is this for you? Is this your first, your fifth? How many times have you been here before?
Oh my gosh. So my first FETC was last year and I keynoted.
I mean, so like, why did that not surprise me?
Yeah.
Your first one and you keynoted.
My first FETC and I got to keynote. It was incredible. And so this is going to be my second FETC and I love it. I feel like even though it's so big, it feels like family. It feels like a family reunion.
It does. It does. It's like everyone jokes, like when we're, I have guests come into the podcast, they're like, I'm sorry I'm running late, because like in a good way though, like you walk the hallways and like, hey, like you see everybody you see, which is like so amazing about this conference. It's very large, which is so neat, but it seems small at the same time, which I love. So can you tell our audience a little bit more about your book?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So the book really is sort of like a little bit of like my own journey with change. And a lot of people who know me now or hear me speak now must think like, oh, like you're so adaptable and like you're so tech driven and you're so like whatever. I was this total opposite. Like I was the total opposite. Like I'm somebody who does not like change at all. And I think that's one of the reasons why when I learned about design thinking, I really gravitated towards it. Because I think when you are nervous about change and I think you are nervous about what is something going to look like, or you are very type A and you like all your pieces together, I think design thinking gives you those guardrails. Design thinking is like, hold my hand. Here's the method. Here's the mindset. We're going to walk this together. We don't know what it looks like at the end, but we're going to hold hands and walk together. And I think that's one of the best ways I can describe it. And I think that's what the book is about, is as educators, why are you so important right now in this moment? I think at a time when people think they're going to be replaced and whatnot, but I think really coming back to, like we say in the book, you're not just an educator, you're a learning experience designer. You're a futurist. You are somebody who sees things before other people do, even if you don't see that in yourself right now. Once you peel back, I think some of just the constraints and limitations that have been placed on us, and you get back to the core of why you do what you do, I think you begin to see yourself in one of the most valuable roles in this moment right now. And so how do you exactly do that step by step by step? That's what the book is.
So speaking a little bit about educators, what do you feel like when you're working with schools, when you're working with teachers, what do you feel, especially with tech and AI, what do you feel is like the biggest pain points or hot topics you're really hearing right now?
I think I see two things. I think one is obviously like there's so much. How do I keep up? What do I do? But I'll tell you the bigger one that I see, and that's like I think the core of where a lot of the other ones come from. And that's, I think, too many people have come to just accept that the system is the way it is, and they're waiting for somebody else to change it. And I was just telling somebody else, like I just listened to, so one of my favorite podcasts is Diary of a CEO.
Okay.
And they just acquired another podcast called Hot Smart Rich.
Okay.
So she interviewed Steve Bartlett, who's the
Okay.
host of Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
And one of the things they were talking about is how does Steve hire for his company? Because he's really big on hiring. Like that's the thing, people make the difference in everything. And he said, I look for paper wall pushers. He goes, most people see the constraints around them and don't question them.
Yeah.
They just think it's a wall that's made of steel.
Yeah.
Well, that is what it is. And I feel like I hear that from teachers all the time. Like, well, the system is like this. Well, the system is like that. Well, higher ed does this. Or, you know, everybody feels like somebody else has to take the first step.
Yeah.
Steve's like, the paper wall pusher says, well, why can't I just do it differently?
Yeah.
And once they pushed the wall, they realized it wasn't made of steel. It was made of paper.
I love that. I've never heard that before.
It's so brilliant. And I feel like to me in education, that is the core challenge that I see. Everyone thinks the wall is made of steel. You need to push the wall. You push the wall, you'll realize it's made of paper, and you will get the agency you need to make the change you need to without having to do it, without having to wait for the whole system to change for you. And I feel like AI is like your best friend in that process. In fact, I don't think you could do it without AI. I think when you're like, hey, AI, this is the problem. I want to see it like a paper wall. Literally, this is like a prompt.
You could literally like put that
make
in.
This a prompt.
Yeah.
I have this problem. I feel like I can't change anything at all. How could we make this a paper wall problem? And what can I do to push through?
I love that. I've never heard that. Now I'm have to, that's gonna be like a podcast I need to write down and start listening to.
Such a good episode. Like he's just so brilliant. I feel like if you don't even listen to Steve Bartlett, like that's the one person like I religiously listen to.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be adding that to my list now.
Yes.
So we are teacher goals. So I've been asking all of our guests, what is one goal? You can share more than one that you have. Either it could be personal goal, professional goal for this coming year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would say, okay, so I was very into, I was reading a lot online about how last year, like when you look at the Chinese New Year or the lunar calendar, last year, I guess, was the year of the snake. And this is like the year of the horse. So apparently the year of the snake, and I could be wrong, comes like every 9 years. But the year of the snake is all about shedding. What are you going to let go of? Now, remember, the Chinese New Year doesn't start till February 17th.
Yes.
So when I read that, one of my first things was like, what am I shedding? Like I started that even last year. And so I feel like there's a lot of people right now who are either experiencing things, the heaviness of things. And a lot of people are like, well, this is why, because this is the year when you need to like look at what's happening. You need to shed. What do I not need? Because the year of the horse is where you build momentum.
Ooh, I love that. I didn't know. You're inspiring me right now,
You
Sabba.
can't build momentum if you're being bogged down by everything that you should have shed. So I would say right now, like I actually got a journal, and every single day it's just like 3 columns. And what I do, it's like shed, establish, and take action. So what do I want to shed? Like what is something today that just drained me, that I didn't like? Hey, I don't want to do this anymore. What is something I want to establish? What's something the day that made me happy that I want to do more of? And the last one is take action. Did I do anything to help do more of what makes me happy, or could I do something? And at the end of the week, just put it all in ChatGPT, be like, what should I do now? Like design this for me, right?
But that's good though, because then you're like you're journaling and logging all that information.
So
and then you can
I would say
feed
that
into
goal,
it.
to be more intentional about letting go.
So you said though that it doesn't, so that the snake year doesn't end until February. So we still technically are in our shedding stage.
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
Still in the shedding stage, so we can all still do this.
So everyone needs to start thinking about like what can we shed this next month, pretty much.
It's not serving us.
Yes, and I feel like we really, me personally, and I feel like that's actually something I feel like we're hearing is, you know, just overwhelmed. A lot of educators are feeling overwhelmed. So I think the idea of like, what can you take off your plate?
And can I share like one thing that I'm obsessed with right now?
I share all the things.
I've been reading so much about this because I feel like one of the things I learned is I do so much about mindset. Every time we talk about stuff, it's always mindset. What I think I've always really neglected is like the body. So I've also, along with this idea of shedding things, I've also been like really leaning into like your nervous system and like how your nervous system responds to change. Like I don't ever hear that in our spaces, like and whatnot. And so there's this app that I've been using called Open. And I'm like not a meditation person. Like I am just like, I've never been able to get into it. But the calming, like there is just so much that comes from being in a situation where maybe you're even sitting in a PD on AI and you're frustrated and you don't want to be there. Being able to just be like, okay, like why is your body feeling that way? Why are you reacting that way? The meditation, the breathing exercises, I think these are all just going to help us better adapt to wherever this world is headed.
I love that. And that's another, now I'm like, I gotta check that out too now.
Open is the app is open. It is
Open.
a phenomenal app.
Okay. And I love that too, because I can be a nervous person.
Me too.
So, and I don't deal well with change.
Me too.
Yeah, right. And so like I can feel when my body's reacting to things very easily and quickly, and it reacts quickly.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is why, I mean, podcast for another time, but like, I just come to this epiphany of all this stuff, like by myself.
Yeah.
I had a big thing happen last year, and I was like, the biggest thing I learned was my body reacts before my mind does.
Yes.
And it gets me in trouble. And so
it's a whole, like, the body keeps the score.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. And you'll feel it first in your body before you feel it anywhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once I started leaning into that, I was like, wow, that doesn't just apply to my personal life. It actually applies to like a lot of the work we do with change management, all these things as well.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, well, is there anything, before I let you go today, is there anything else you would like to share? Anything new, exciting projects you have coming up that you would want our audience to know about?
I think we always have exciting projects coming up. We have a new student experience, the new student book.
Yes.
Hopefully that's going to come out.
Yes.
We have we see a lot of stuff with students, but it's about, when it comes to AI, it's about like, hallucinations, and like it's almost like the danger, which is important. Don't get me wrong. I think we need to start talking to them way more about their careers. How skills are changing. What can you do to actually be competitive? Because a lot of people don't realize, like, if you actually read what people are saying in the hiring space, it's like there are so many jobs, there's no talent. And it's because people don't know how to showcase their talent. And I think it's a huge opportunity for us. But the thing I was going to actually say, though, was be curious about other people's projects. Because I, till this day, I'm so grateful for the phone call with you guys where you were like, you need to put this out. Like, it wasn't even on my radar. In fact, I didn't even want to. I always say I did a documentary because I didn't want to write a book. But it has been so life-changing. And it just, like, being that one person who sees something in somebody else that they don't see in themselves is perhaps the greatest gift we can give people. And I think, like, this year, like, we should look for those opportunities. What do you see in somebody that you don't just quietly observe, but you articulate and you let them know that you see that?
I love that. I love that. And it was kind of awesome. Like, I told them that they need an interview. I just interviewed with the Bold Women Collective, the Bold Women Collective, and they were super inspiring, and I love it. And I told them that they have to get you on their show. So for our audience, though, where can they connect with you?
Honestly, I would probably say go to designingschools.org, and then you can choose your own adventure. Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. I think Instagram is the most fun because it's very behind the scenes.
Instagram.
And we do a lot of voice messages. It's the easiest place to connect with me, I think, one-on-one. But yeah, you can go anywhere. Yeah, and her Instagram feed is very good, so make sure you follow her on Instagram. But I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited I got to see you. Me too. This is our only second time ever being in person, but I feel like, when you're you don't see people, and I feel like I need to know you so well. But thank you guys that are listening, and thank you guys so much for joining us. And I will actually be back in about 15 minutes with Anthony from Markify. So tune back in with me. Bye, guys. Thank you.